Welcome back to This to Pick.
Welcome back to the show, you guys.
And this is going to be a little more free form than our regular show. This is a topic. We're not doing it, well, we're going to be doing previews, but not in this video. So we're talking about Cam Jordan's comments about Big Ben not being a Hall of Famer. So Ryan, you want to take it off?
Yeah, there was a video I watched, and I'm sure you guys could go see it, but I'm not going to get into fully what he says because I don't want to misquote him or anything. But pretty much he's questioning if Big Ben should be a Hall of Famer. I think he is. I think he's a Hall of Famer. He got into a discussion with the reporter about him being top 5. I'm assuming like right now, because he didn't really fully go in detail of like top 5. Like, are you talking top 5 of all time? You know, was he talking top 5 of now? Like, I'm not sure what top 5 he was meaning of all time or what, but he was saying he's definitely not, which is, I agree with that. Even if it's top 5 of all time or top 5 now, I don't think he's Big Ben's top 5 of any of those. But to me, he is. Off camera, I was telling Adam, you take away Terry Bradshaw, he's the greatest, Steeler quarterback of all time. So, yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer. He has 2 Super Bowls under his belt. So, yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer, but I agree with him about being about top 5. No, he's not top 5 or anything like that. But, yeah, I do think he's a Hall of Famer. And that's the other thing, too. There's more than just top 5 quarterbacks and even top 10 quarterbacks that make it in the Hall of Fame because there's so many players through these generations that are good. So there's going to be a top 10 guy or even a top 15 guy that can make it in the Hall of Fame. You just, like me and him, when we say Hall of Famer, we're talking about numbers. We do consider rings, but you ain't got to, to me, you ain't got to have rings.
This helps your argument.
Yeah, it just helps it. Pro Bowls matter. And, what's it called? All-American, right? All-American or All-Pro?
All-Pro matters. All-Pro for me matters even more than it used to. Because Pro Bowl is kind of becoming a little bit ridiculous. And
Definitely.
We've been talking about that, so we're going to talk about that as well. But, yeah, this is a little more free form. Him and I are going to have a conversation that we were having previously. But we're recording it, so we're talking about the parameters of what a Hall of Famer is and what generation your Hall of Fame is. For me, personally, like Ryan was saying, rings help the argument, but they're not the end-all, be-all. Statistics matter. Pro Bowls, All-Pro, especially for me. My other biggest is consideration for being a Hall of Famer is, are you a top 5 player in your prime, multiple years of your prime? So like 6, 7 years, 8 years, your prime, your very best, were you a top 5 player? So him and I were talking about our generations and what's a cutoff line. And for me, it's about 7 years. So we were talking about how Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees generation. So 1999 to about 2005-ish. Or 98. I think actually Peyton was drafted in 98 or 99. One of those. And so he's in a generation. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Phil Rivers, Big Ben, Eli Manning.
I guess Carson Palmer would be in there.
Carson Palmer. And Aaron Rodgers kind of sneaks in there because he was drafted in 2005.
Yeah.
So my top 5 for that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning generation would be Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Big Ben. And Phil Rivers is really close. And I think exceptions as well. Like, you got 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and Drew Brees is in a consideration as well. So
yeah.
I can make an exception from our rule a little bit for that. Like, I would add Phil Rivers in the Hall of Fame. And 2, I think the Hall of Fame's a little kind of ridiculous, honestly. I think they need to make some changes. Like, I think they need to add more people. I don't think only writers and media people should be the Hall of Fame voters. I think they need to make it public who people vote for who. I think players need to vote. I think former coaches need to vote.
Yeah, because you can have one group, like what you're saying, the media, and that group could be biased, a whole bunch of bias. So that's why I agree with that, because you need more people to make that more of an unbiased, kind of group. You need, for that to help, you need more people, and I agree. I don't think it just should be media and stuff like that. I think that's quite ridiculous.
And then the players are going to back up their buddies and stuff. The coach is going to back up their former players and yada, yada, yada. But all three can balance each other out.
Exactly.
So I think they need to do those. I don't think they need to put everyone in the Hall of Fame like basketball or something, but I think they need to expand a little bit.
There's definitely a lot of players that should be in it that are still ain't in it from way back then.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense, man. There's a lot of players that, if we sat down and looked at the list of players that are really talented that didn't make it, we could have a whole list. So, yeah, it's quite ridiculous how the Hall of Fame inductions ain't as big because there's so many players. It's quite ridiculous. But go ahead.
You can go ahead just a second.
But yeah, I agree with him, man. You gotta have more people.
Who's your top 5 of that generation? Peyton Manning.
I'm going with Peyton Manning.
The two is 7 years your generation gap.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, I'm going with Peyton Manning first. I will go with Tom Brady. It's a fight between him and Rodgers, to be honest. Because, I'm going to go with Rodgers second, because it's like a lot of people ask that question. Well, let's say you're coaching. Who would you rather go with? I'm going with Rodgers. He's more mobile. He can do things outside the pocket. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and you can say it's a little biased. I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna go.
He's a Green Bay fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers second, because like I said, I'll rather have him over Brady. But Brady's right there at 3. I'm putting Drew Brees at 4, and I'm putting Philip Rivers at 5. I just personally like Philip Rivers a little bit more than Big Ben. It's nothing necessarily personal towards Big Ben. It's just to me, I like Philip Rivers that much more than Ben. But yeah, Ben's right there in that 7-year gap of their generation. He's right there. He could definitely just knock him down if something happened, or Philip Rivers continues his career and it just goes really down, really bad. But yeah, I got Philip Rivers edging it out a little bit over Big Ben.
But you think all those players are Hall of Famers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever. I've been really about it. I put that argument you just used in my head is, if Aaron Rodgers is in the situation that Tom Brady is, how many Super Bowls he would have. But you can't have that situation because it's not reality. So
exactly.
You got to kind of have to go with what's actually happened. And that's the thing. Yes, Tom Brady's been on these amazing teams, but he's won these Super Bowls. He won the Seattle Super Bowl for them. He won that Atlanta Super Bowl for them. Mm-hmm. So, the first 3, you can argue that he got a ton of help, but these last 2, he won those 2 Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, he got help from his defense and those other things, but that defense wasn't elite like it was when the 3-peat or one of those 3 championships. Yep. He did it all himself, and he hasn't had Gronk a lot of the time, always getting hurt. And he's had other crappy receivers. So Randy Moss for 1 season, they didn't win the Super Bowl then. So, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers is amazing. Peyton Manning's amazing. I just had Peyton Manning number 2 in that generation because he kind of didn't play very well in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I think I value championships a bit more, but this is not basketball, so.
It's so hard. That's what people got to understand. It's so hard to win a championship.
Yeah, and you get football. Football is the ultimate team game. You have to have your defense play well enough. You have to have your line block well enough. You have to have your receivers make great routes and get open and catch the damn ball. You have to have a decent running game. You have to have good coaches as well.
Yeah, you got to literally have damn near a full round program. Yeah. And like what he's saying, talking about from coaching staff down to the players, down to the whoever. It does. It comes down to all that. If your defense is great, but your offense is whack, maybe that defense could drag you there. But then again, you could still lose because their offense stinks. So because they can't score any points. So you got to be well-rounded, especially in the NFL. Basketball and other sports are a lot different. Like basketball, you could have a couple players on your team, and you could go to the NBA Finals. Heck, if you're LeBron James, you can have one player and go to the finals. So, yes, definitely NFL is a whole other ball game. And as you can see with these Philadelphia Eagles, you could go to the Super Bowl and the next year not look like the same team at all. So, we'll be right back though. We're kind of running out of time right quick, but we'll be back. Yeah.
Welcome back, This The Pick.
Welcome back.
And we're continuing our conversation about Hall of Fame and generation, best players of the generation, stuff like that. Well, the last thing I need to say about that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning generation, Big Ben, if he somehow doesn't make it in the Hall of Fame, he'd be the second player, not quarterback, to not get in the Hall of Fame. That's won 2 Super Bowls. Been the starter that won 2 Super Bowls. And Eli Manning as well, I guess.
I was just about to say, if Big Ben doesn't get in, and he has 2 rings, and Eli Manning does, something's really wrong.
Well, like I was saying, Jim Plunkett is the only other quarterback. He won 2 Super Bowls and still not in the Hall of Fame.
See, that's what
Which is he's one of the quarterbacks that should be, and he's not.
He's an amazing quarterback.
And he's not Eli Manning that he did. His team carried him, and he's been whack as hell. Like he wasn't good.
Since.
He wasn't good until he got the Raiders, but he was really good when he was on the Raiders. Eli Manning's been elite for 2 seasons, and which he won the Super Bowl and been okay the rest of the years. He's been terrible the last few years. So anyway, this 2006 to 2012 generation, Jay Cutler was the best quarterback of 2006. He's not a Hall of Fame in my eyes. He's been kind of whack. He had a ton of talent though. For Ryan, you don't think he's a Hall of Famer?
No.
Jamarcus Russell, terrible. See here.
One of the worst quarterbacks possibly.
Oh yeah, 2007 to suck. No one was good in that generation, that draft. Quarterback wise, see here. Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was a 2008. Yeah, 2008 draft. So I would put so far. I think Matt Ryan's a better quarterback than Jay Cutler, of course. Matt Ryan's pretty much the best quarterback from that draft. So that's 2008. Let's see here. Yeah, 1 second. Clicked on the wrong thing. Matt Stafford was the best quarterback for that 2009. I don't think Matt Stafford, unless he wins 3 Super Bowls in the last part of his career, is not a Hall of Fame in my eyes.
Nope.
I don't think Matt Ryan is unless he wins a couple Super Bowls and just plays super elite.
Yep.
2010 was the Bradford draft. Bradford was really not that great. Been injured pretty much all of his career.
Yep.
He's looking like the best one from this draft. Yep. To my knowledge, he's the best one. Looking like it.
I do apologize to the guests that if I'm coughing or sneezing a lot, I'm a little under the weather. So.
Yeah. Well, calm weather for you.
Yep.
2008 2010. I mean, kind of sucked draft wise. Cam Newton was 2011. Cam Newton, we'll see on him. It's still too early on my eyes.
I think it's still too early, but at the same time, if he doesn't progress and like all of a sudden become a MVP caliber, like I said, Super Bowls are not a huge deal to me. Yes, it would help your accolade, but he's been to the Super Bowl. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But
he won MVP, so
he's just been really average, man, ever since he became in the league.
I know
he's
that
never
been trigger a whole lot of Cam Newton fans.
He's never been, if you guys think he's been super elite, then you guys are just super yeah. Yeah, you ain't got to be a Carolina fan. You could just like him, but if you guys think he's been elite, then you're out of your mind. he's had the Super Bowl run, and I'll give him a year or two after that. He's been really good. Outside of that, he hasn't really been that great.
Yeah, in 2012, which would end this generation, is Andy Luck and Russell Wilson. Unless Russell Wilson just becomes terrible latter part of his career or murders someone, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. And if Andy Luck continues on this path that he's playing really well this season and kind of getting his career back on track, and if he wins a Super Bowl and this balls out, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer as well.
Uh-huh.
For this little generation and the next generation is too early because we're going to have 2019 yet. So this is only two generations we're going to talk about. As of right now, if I had to put these guys in the Hall of Fame or not, Andy Luck and Russell Wilson would be the only guys, and Andy Luck barely, because I just think he's been really good. And honestly, if I had to be really nitty gritty and put them in right now as the achievements, is this Russ?
Yep.
Because Andy Luck, first few seasons, he was super elite, took a shitty team to the playoffs. But he's been hurt pretty much the last two seasons.
And I was going to bring that up. Like, a lot of these times, like I could easily put, I agree, I could easily put Russ over Andrew Luck just simply because of the accolades. But even if we take the Super Bowls away from Russ, I'm still giving it to Russ because he's been
really good and consistent and healthy.
Especially this year, if you've been watching, he has really no weapons. Yeah. And he's no line, so he's like running around with like a chicken cut off his head. So yeah, he literally a lot of the times he makes up for the plays that shouldn't even be a play because his line's so bad. So he's just been such a talent ever since he came in the league. He's been just a amazing guy to watch, and yeah, he's definitely, I believe, unless he tanks completely, I think he's a Hall of Famer, going to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. It sucks in Andrew Luck's boat, put him in that boat with him, because you can put him in there, but as far as Hall of Fame and stuff, I don't know, because we'll have to. To me, it's gonna, unless he wins the Super Bowl, which is it's gonna have to happen pretty quick.
I mean, he has fire.
I mean, yeah, but then again,
he has a few years of his career.
What scares me is his injury. He's injury prone.
Yeah, I mean, he's 29 right now, so realistically, he has maybe 6 to 8 years of his career left.
I hope so.
So I think, especially because they got a really good coach, and they got a lot of talent now.
And yeah, they are good. Shit,
they have a really good GM now.
They can break the playoffs, or the Super Bowl now. I mean, I don't think they are.
That's not going to probably happen. But
you never know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I think they have a lot of pieces in the tank right now. That I won't be surprised if they win a Super Bowl next 6 years.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what really it's just kind of. I would say kind of Russ kind of already got his in a way. Like I said, unless he tanks these last 4, 5, 6 years, I think he's already got his. I can see
Russ win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, he was a bad play call away and kind of choking a little bit from winning 2 Super Bowls. So,
question is, do you see him winning another Super Bowl with Seattle?
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't know. With Seattle, I don't know.
I mean, I think Pete Carroll's going to be retiring pretty soon, but, dude, that team really impressed me this season.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be trash.
I thought they were going to be whacked this year, and they've been really good. They're probably going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I've been really impressed.
Especially by that defense.
Yeah.
Like, the Legion of Boom is pretty much non-existent. Yeah. Literally the only one left is Bobby Wagner, so.
And people say that's not it because he wasn't in the secondary. I think that's a defense, not the...
Right.
Like, not just the secondary. The Legion of Boom was that Seattle defense, not just the secondary. I think that's kind of stupid.
So it's kind of crazy. Like, I honestly thought they were going to be whack. I thought their offense was still going to be okay because of Russ and Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin hasn't been playing this season.
Yeah, so I honestly thought they were going to be whack, but they've been impressing me. But yeah, I think what's impressed me the most by Seattle has been that defense. I don't know if is there anything else? If there is...
Yeah, I mean, the 2013 to now is too early.
Yeah.
No idea.
Before we end this, I do want to talk about Frank Gore. This is one of the biggest ones that I've been wanting to talk about because I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl. He's probably going to retire, I don't know, by next year, or I don't know. Maybe he wants to keep going because he's been healthy. Granted, he's hurt now, which sucks. He's been replaced on IR.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew you were hurt.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah. So it sucks, but I think he might come back next year, and maybe he can play a couple more years. But I don't think he's going to win a ring, and he is, I believe, top 5 or 4 right now in all-time rushing, and I've been hearing all over the place like a lot of people saying he's not going to make it, which is I think completely ridiculous. I think one of the biggest things that Adam brings up about the Hall of Fame is if you've been consistent through your entire career, if you've been top 5, to me even top 10 of all your career, you could make the argument for Hall of Fame. And he's, like I said, I believe he's, don't quote me, but I believe he's top 5 or top 4 in all-time rushing.
He's top 5. I don't know if he's top 4 or not.
Yeah, I think he's working towards top 4, but yeah, I believe he's top 5. So how can you not put that man in?
And the people are going to say, well, he's been playing forever.
So Phillip Rivers.
So, 2, his carry rate comparable to other Hall of Fame running backs is fairly similar. Mm-hmm. And he has more yards than some of these Hall of Fame running backs.
Yep.
Other argument, he doesn't have any Hall of Fame moments. Well, what the heck are we doing? We win the Heisman? What the hell is that?
One of the greatest receivers of all time that's made the Super Bowls and not never been a flashy guy ever, which was Marvin Harrison. He just grabbed the ball and did his job.
Really great his whole career.
Yeah, he just did his job, and that's the way I think Frank Gore is. He's not a flashy guy. He's not a smack talker. He's not.
And he was really, really good in his prime when he was with the 49ers. The 49ers were garbage, so no one gave a crap about them and paid attention to them.
He was amazing with the Colts. He's amazing. All right, welcome back. We had some technical difficulties, but like we were saying about Frank, like he said, he had an amazing career with the Niners, and they were an awful team. He had a pretty solid years with the Colts. He's doing pretty good with the Dolphins. He's not getting as many carries because of Kendrick Drake, which is really great player too.
And he's old now too. So.
Yeah, and he's old, so you don't want him taking that many carries. So, but that's the overall thing for me is if you can stay consistent through your career, why wouldn't you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Like, yeah, it just feels like to me people want to put the flashier, people that run their mouth. They just want those people that stood out, I guess. Yeah. To make it, and these little quiet guys like Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne and guys like Frank Gore, it's just they were good, but they didn't do anything flashy. Who cares about that? If you're doing your job at the end of the day and you're helping your team win games, who cares?
And you were one of the best players at your position for a lot of your career. You got the statistics,
and that's the other thing. He is top 5, guys. That is, and what's crazy,
and in a rushing.
It's literally what I was about to say. That's what's even crazier is he's doing this, and this ain't even a run-heavy league anymore.
No,
he came in the league when it was pass dominant, and he's doing this, and he's becoming, arguably one of the best running backs, and he's not being talked about enough, and that's why it bothers me. And even if you want to put another player that I'm literally just thinking off top of head real quick, is Doug Baldwin. People don't talk about Doug Baldwin enough. I think he's an amazing player.
I wouldn't say he's a Hall of Famer.
No, but I think he's an amazing player. When you need somebody to make an important third down, he will get you that. And I think he's a great player. Hall of Famer, I agree. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but I think he's a great player that doesn't get talked about enough. But yeah, if Frank Gore doesn't make the Hall of Fame, people are out of their mind. I think people are just being biased at that point and not giving that man a chance, because that's BS. If you're anywhere near top 5 and you've made it in this generation where it's not even running back heavy, what else does this man need to do?
But yeah, we're going to talk about this way more in length and detail in the off season. Likely going to have one of our buddies join us and him have his opinion as well. So
yeah, hopefully we can get him on a couple of episodes or so.
So that's all we're going to say about this. We're going to do our regular show. We're going to talk about the Pro Bowl a little bit as well. I'm going to be on a little rant about that. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Real quick, we'll also in our show we'll cover a little bit about Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for everybody listening. Of course, we want your guys' thoughts and opinions. You know, who's in your top 5 of those generations and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.